Hi, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today, looking at some of the narcissistic characteristics and attributes, and going through a couple here that are very typical, very pronounced, very evident in the person who has narcissistic personality disorder, the narcissist. And the one here that we're discussing is they are preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, and beauty, and ideal love. So I'm looking at this list, and this list here says a lot, especially the word preoccupied. They are preoccupied with ideas of brilliance and ideal love, and kind of the fantasy life. Now, what does this mean? It means very much that the narcissist is not really in the present. They're constantly thinking about their next great conquest. They're constantly thinking about their next great move. They're constantly thinking about their next huge purchase. They're thinking about their next person who they can take on a supply. And what this means is that they have a discrete ability to multi-relationship, multitask, and really kind of split their mind between the sources of supply and kind of juggle them and keep them constantly in the air, so that no one is really getting apt attention. They're not getting due consideration, and it creates a real dishonesty for the narcissist and the person who, it unbeknownst to them, are, texting another person while they're out on a date with them. They are, living with someone else who they did not know about, or they have kids that you did not know that they had. They will simultaneously put down and, another, person who might be in the office or in your neighborhood or in your circle of friends. They might, put them down, and especially if the narcissist is talking about this other person excessively, or is making even negative derogatory comments about them, you can better believe that they are targeting them for supply. Meaning that they are they've got something going on in the rafters, they've got something going on with this person, or they're really trying to kind of set out their next steps so that they can actually get them in a relationship or use them for their connections or networking. It's very interesting when you find the narcissist talking about another person. It generally means that they're envious, or they're trying to find ways that they can get them involved in a relationship, or they might already be in a relationship with them kind of under their breath, and they're kind of talking to you about it. So pay attention if you see these people kind of speaking negatively about others. And I'm not talking about like a previous breakup, because they will do that also, and God only knows what's going on there. But if they're, saying, they're kind of gossiping a lot, or, they're complaining a lot about this person, they're trying to get in there maniacally. There's something going on there. So pay attention, and I wouldn't say question about it. I would just say, definitely observe. But, in terms of their preoccupation with, with their, feelings of ideal love and brilliance, it's just they're constantly just in this unreality, and it's very difficult to feel settled with them. And at first, I think a lot of people feel very alive. They're like, oh yeah, this person's going places, this person has a lot going on, they're constantly on the go, and this is great because I'm a little bit laid back, and maybe we would be really great together. But this person, though, they churn and burn people, and they churn and burn jobs, and they churn and burn money, and they churn and burn their values. So they might say that they're one affiliation when in fact they're another. They might say that they're this rough and tumble kind of person. Next thing you know, they're trying to go to a black tie dinner with this other person in the office because there'd be a great advantage to them being there. So they're able to vacillate, which means like go back and forth between a lot of different hats and a lot of different masks. So pay attention to that, because it also means that they're not really in a state of the now, which is, we've heard about how important it is to live in the now, to not live in the past, not to constantly replay events in our past, because those can really keep us from living our life in the present and being happy and being who we are. So if you're constantly kind of flashing back to the light, to your past or different things that were negative to you, and you're playing this around and around in your mind, you're going to need to work to stop those and start increasing more of your affirmations and bringing in new experiences into your life. So as you bring in these new experiences, they can start filling up the space in your mind and in your soul and in your body. You need to kind of create some new experiences so you can let those go, because those are speaking too much, are too active in your life, and it doesn't allow you to be in the present. The present just means being in the present. It just means being calm and comfortable in your body, allowing yourself to relax in your body, not think about your to-do list, not think about what you need to do, who you're supposed to be at that, in the future. It's not worried about the future. It's not worried about the past. It's being able to live in the present and being able to think more clearly. And it gives you the ability to notice a little bit more. It's kind of like slow down, and it gives you a chance to really be connected to the present moment, rather than like rushing around, worrying about how things are going to go, which means you're living in the future, or worried about what happened before. That's living in the past. Of course, we do need to process this, because sometimes we have lessons to learn and we're trying to go over these things so we can learn these lessons. However, if you find that this is an excess or out of balance for you, then you need to try to work to let some of that go, so you can now instead live a little bit more in the present. Now, this is very difficult to do with a narcissist, because they don't really have a present. It's like they're constantly, trying to get more, scheme more, plan more, and the plans that they oftentimes do try to make with people, they've actually, it's not a very honest plan. I mean, you've heard of, the situations with different narcissists or psychopaths who have a number of different relationships going on, and they say that they're going to get, you're going to be their fiance, and you've got the ring, and you're making these plans, but you feel like there's something not right, and this person in the meanwhile is not really kind of present for you. You kind of feel like they're not all there. And this is the narcissistic quality of constantly trying to be on the up and up, constantly trying to outdo their sources of supply. I mean, this is just how they are. And if you've ever been with them at a large party, it's just like, talk about working the room, and like talk about the cold shoulder. I mean, it's just like, we're supposed to be together, and you're acting like I don't even exist. There's no, I mean, it's almost a steel cage wall that they can build. They have a very, especially on the psychopathic side, they have such a lack of conscience that when they really put up the wall, you can really feel it. You can really feel kind of that ignoring going on. And so, pay attention to that, and, realize that a lot of your happiness is going to be in your ability to live more in the present and just be more at a sense of content and peace. I hope these insights and ideas help you kind of evaluate and understand and deal and process with some of the things that you've gone on, and I hope it helps make some sense for you. Peace and harmony with you here today. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.